What's up, dancers? Welcome back to my channel. It's T. I've been having this question just rolling around in my brain for a couple of days now, and I wanted to answer it not only for myself, but also for anybody out in the world that's questioning themselves when it comes to whether or not they want to be a dancer or they want to chase their dream of a professional dancer. But I'm here to pretty much, well, and ignore this noise. I'm currently in the jacuzzi right now. But anyway, so the question is it too late to start dancing? And to make a long story short, the answer is no. So if you were expecting to hear a different answer, or if that is the only thing that you wanted to hear, feel free to press that back button or go watch another video, go do something else with your time. So if you'd like to know more, then I guess you can continue to tune in and stick around. But after doubting whether it was too late for myself to continue to dance, I kept thinking about this particular question, and I kept asking myself, like why is it that when we turn 50 or like when we die at 50 years old and we're in the hospital, doctors like to tell us like, oh, well, the recovery should be fine, they're still young, or you're still young, like you should be fine. But when we're alive at 50, we're considered old to society. And I thought that was really weird because it's really all about perception. It's like you're dying at 50 and you're young, but you're living at 50 and you're old, so it really didn't make sense. But it made me think about when I do turn 50, do I want to look back at my life and say to myself, 26, 27, 28, 30 really isn't that old to start something. And I didn't want to have that regret when I do turn 50, because if you think about it, it's like if you're consistent right now, how will you look 5 years from now? That's what you should be like trying to explore. What's what you should be curious about seeing. And so that's really what I am working to see. Like, I want to know that from 5 years from now, what am I going to look like? How am I going to look when I progress 5 years from right now? Am I going to look good? Am I going to look amazing? How far will I come? That's what I'm really curious about. And so I just think that it's worth exploring, as opposed to getting 50 and be like, I wish I had done that. You don't want to go through life with the regret. So if you're one of those people that, this is something that you want to continue doing, it's something that you want to pursue, a big question that you're going to have to ask yourself is, why are you dancing? That's a big question. Because if you are dancing just for fame, or you're dancing because you want attention, then that's not really the right reason, and it's not sustainable, and it doesn't last, and it's easier to give up on something that you're doing, especially when those times get hard. And so it's really important that you enjoy what it is that you're doing. Does it add joy to your life, or is it taking away joy from your life? And I don't know. I mean, there are people out there, but I don't really know very many people that have joy being taken away from their lives from dancing. I don't know. That seems interesting, but anyway. Yeah, ask yourself those questions. Those are really important questions to ask yourself, because, again, if you don't come from a place of passion or come from a place of love, then there's nothing really that's going to continue to hold you there and continue to push you when you're struggling and things are getting hard. So I think that it's a really great idea to make sure you ask yourself that question so that you can keep yourself in the right mindset on the way through the process when it gets hard. Great, that's perfect timing. So again, it just should be something that you really are passionate about, and you should be able to do something like this for free. It's something that you just, it doesn't matter where you are, if somebody's watching or if they're not watching, that should be also a big like green light for you to keep going. If it's something that you would do for free, and if it's something that on your free time you do when nobody's watching, you don't care if anybody's watching, just do it because you love it. And if you love it, it'll keep pulling you through even when times get really, 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 really hard. And like when I mention talent or like attention, I mean, it's not necessarily bad to get attention for it, but if that is the sole reason, everyone likes to be recognized for their talents, like that's fine. But if it's the sole reason for you making the decision, then it's not a really good way to base your decision. I mean, if you're gonna be really all feet in the door, you've got to do it for the right reasons. If you want to get in a place that you want, as far as being a professional or being on stage with a well-known artist, you don't want to just do it for attention. A person that truly has a passion or desire to be a professional dancer because you love what you're doing, but you're starting late, then what you're going to have to do is put in double time. You're going to have to put in double time and double the work to pretty much catch up to those that have been doing it for years. There are people out there that have done it since they were babies, like 3 years old, fresh. And so they have a lot of years, a lot of experience, and a lot of time underneath their belt. And in order for you to catch up, you're gonna have to do double the work. You're gonna pretty much have to immerse yourself in the environment, and then also, you know, when you're at home, you're gonna have to really put your, like, plan out when you're gonna dance, what time, how long, what you're gonna be working on in particular. Like, it could be freestyling, it could be making choreography, it could be anything related to dance. It could be working out so that you can build the necessary stamina or strength to be able to do whatever it is that you want to pursue when it comes to dancing. So with that being said about like the whole double time thing and taking extra time and putting your 2 feet in the door to make sure that you're being successful at whatever it is you're doing, with that being said, as much as you want to support like your fellow dancers, it is very important that you understand that not only are they like fellow dancers of yours, that people dancing next to you like at a workshop or something or an audition, they're also competitors. And so you want to show up and show out. Don't just let other people like take your spotlight and you allow them to do that because you feel bad or something, because I guarantee they're not going to do it for you. They're not going to be like, oh, I'm just going to give her this opportunity. They're going to show up and they're going to try to take it from you. And so you kind of in that way kind of have to be a little bit selfish or a little bit ruthless. Hopefully it's that type of person where if they lose, that they shake your hand and they say great job and they move on. But sometimes you're not going to be around people like that. And so I get wanting to make sure that you support everybody around you and all those dancers, but also they are your competitors. So show up and again, show out so that you can stand out from the crowd. They're not gonna feel bad if you ever end up in an audition and say you're doing it for like Beyonce or something, and they're teaching you a piece that you have to show, and they're saying, hey, you 3, you stay, you 3, you leave, thank you for coming. And they teach you an even harder piece. If you haven't trained yourself to do something that's a little bit harder than what you did initially, then you're probably gonna lose that spot. And then also, again, if you're worried about like your other competitors and not focusing on yourself, then again, those competitors are more likely to take your place. You don't want to dim, or you and that they don't want to dim their own spotlight in order to give you a spot. You have to make that spot. So again, just in that process, that's where you have to be a little bit selfish. And I know that word can come off very strong and very negative, but sometimes you have to think about yourself if you want to get better. That doesn't mean that you make anybody feel less about themselves or feel bad about themselves. You don't make anybody feel any less great than they are, but you're gonna have to do some work. You're gonna have to show up, and you're gonna have to not care what other people think about you. It is what it is. And then to my next point you have to create good habits. So for example, like, what are you gonna do when you wake up in the morning, before you go to bed at night? What will you do just on a daily basis in order to slowly and incrementally get you to the place that you want to be? So an example for like my life, because you've got to be specific. You can't just be vague about it. It has to be well thought out. So for example, like I'll get up and I'll do like a warm up for my body to get it warmed up and ready for the day, and thinking about dance already as I wake up. And then you have to think about or like, what are you gonna eat to keep your body healthy? So I drink water or I drink tea in the morning. And then I also like meal prep for later on, because I meal prep the day before for the morning, but I meal prep in the morning for like for dinner or for the afternoon when I go to work. So then after I eat or whatever, I do like a stretch. And it could be focused on anything. That stretching could be focused on my flexibility, could be focused on me being able to do my splits or something like that. And I will post a 7-day like challenge of my progress with splits, and hopefully it all goes well. But either way, I'm gonna do my best. It really doesn't matter to me. Just as long as I'm doing my best, then that makes me happy. I mask and meditate. That's like super, super important to me, because it really sets up my day for success in a way where I can think about my dreams, I can think about how I want to get there, and I can think about what I need to do now in order to get there. And then I set some time in that meditation to just sit back and just chill and not think about anything, just clear my brain, which also helps a lot. So something like that, or I maybe will read a chapter from a motivational book to keep my mental spirits up. I'll drink my morning tea or water, practice doing my makeup, because you never know. I have heard some backup dancers say that they don't have makeup artists, so they have to do their own makeup. I'm not really good at that because I don't really do my makeup. So I'm starting to learn how to do that. I might post some videos about like me in the process, like learning how to do my makeup. So that should be fun. We'll see. Watch a dance tutorial of like a very challenging piece, and then see how fast you can pick up that piece, to see how quickly you can learn how to pick up choreography before you get to a class where you have to pick up some choreography, because I've had some tough times trying to do choreography, and the choreographer is just really fast, and I had a hard time being able to learn it because I never trained it. Things that can set you up for a right mindset each day, to remember that you have a goal to chase, is really important for you to do. So, you know, if there's workshops in the area, there's conventions in the area, just do them. This is some great training for you to do. Don't be afraid to display your messy progress. So what I'm doing with you guys right now is I'm just like kind of winging it a little bit. I'm going to show you guys just the struggle that I will have in the process, any setbacks, anytime they told me a no if I go to an audition or something great happens, and I'll let you guys know all about that, like my raw emotions. Most people in the world, they are afraid of chasing their dreams because they are afraid of the negative tension that comes with that. And so as long as you're having fun and doing what you love, then everyone else, doesn't matter what they think about you. You don't want to die having thought about opinions of others and that have made you stop doing whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you love. So do your thing and have fun. Just live your life. It doesn't matter. You know, sometimes you'll see those people in the comments, and most likely they'll have something to say because there's something that you're doing that they wish that they could do or had the guts to do that they're afraid to do. And in order to make themselves feel better is to pull you down and make you feel less about yourself. And then hopefully they will win by making you feel less about yourself, and then you'll stop doing whatever it is that you're doing so that they can feel less insecure. That's how some people are out here. But don't give up, it's not too late. I understand what you're going through because I went through it for a little bit, but I am coming in here really strong, 2 feet in the door with a lot of confidence. So again, you have to do some extra work. So just make sure that you understand it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hard. And when it does get hard, are you gonna give up? Or are you gonna tell yourself it's okay, give yourself some grace and say, I can do this, I'll get better. And it is what it is. Move on with the next day, the next audition, the next workshop, just come into the workshops and conventions with intention, making sure that you walk in there saying, I'm gonna learn this fast choreography. That way, if I ever have a 2-hour rehearsal, and they teach me something new, that I can pick it up and be ready to go on stage quickly. But that's it for today. So thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. As I progress and you guys become more curious about me, I will begin to answer questions about when I started dancing, or what my dance crew was like, or what opportunities have arisen for me, where I have traveled, how things are going, what I will be doing next, things like that, etc. All kinds of things. So again, thanks for watching, and hope to have inspired you, and I'll see you soon.